It was a fun weekend, right?
Was it?
No, I was just nothing's fun anymore. There's no joy in life.
Even football, which is, it's nice. Trust me, it's nice to have. It is nice to have, but it's not fun. Nothing's fun.
Well, it was fun. It was fun seeing Tom Brady just throw 2 interceptions, still try to yell at the receivers like it was their fault.
Did you see? I don't know if you noticed. It was very quick, but in the first quarter of that game, they did a close-up of Brady, and you could watch it sinking in that he's in Tampa Bay. Like you could see it in real time. He was like, he looked like a guy that took a job he shouldn't have taken. Like when you started a job and you go, oh no, like what did I get myself into? Like I thought this was going to be great.
Yeah, it was funny watching them. It was funny seeing Brady's first drive was great down the field. He ran it in for a touchdown, and then he realized, oh shit, I don't have Bill Belichick anymore. The other thing that was weird was seeing Brady, and this is because they didn't have any preseason games, was using that wrist thing with all the plays. You know, like new quarterbacks use a little wrist thing that they have with all the plays, and seeing like a veteran like Brady doing that was really, really funny. Again, I'm a college football guy now. So.
He's been an autopilot, man. You've been an autopilot your entire career. Like, I'm not saying Brady's not good at what he does. Belichick needed Brady, and Brady needed Belichick, but Brady's not like a fucking shot calling, you know what I mean?
I think Brady needed Belichick more than Belichick needed Brady.
Yeah, because he's now going like, well, what do I... he's still habitually going to turn to Bill Belichick before realizing he's not there. It's like somebody who loses their arm and they still have like a phantom arm for the longest time. Brady keeps going, what do I... Fuck, you're not the guy. Where's my guy? Where's my old guy? And it's just a bunch of dudes from Tampa like, hey, what's up, man? Hey, we'll go to 2001 after this, huh? Get fucking hammered, see some titties. And Tom Brady's just like, do we try to win games around here? Or, dude, by the way, I got a great guy for Molly, for Coke, like whatever you need. And Tom's just going like, what about the game?
It was funny seeing Jameis Winston. He's the backup quarterback for the Saints now, just laughing because he was, obviously the starting quarterback for the Bucs.
First of all, backup boy, how about you don't laugh at nothing? How about you're now the backup? And how about this? How about your Drew Brees' backup? So guess who's not getting any game time? Guess who's not getting... Because guess who never gets hurt and guess who never fucks up? Drew Brees. So you're going to be riding that bench until a shittier team takes you or Drew Brees dies. And I don't see him dying anytime soon.
I was watching a lot of the games. I think the game that I like watching the most, I think, and I can't believe to say this, was the Bengals games. They should have won. The field goal kicker missed an easy 30-yard field goal at the end. But they have that Burrows guy who's first year out of LSU. That kid's fucking good. I was watching Red Zone, and by the way, before people go, you supported the NFL. I'm watching on illegal streams, so I'm not giving them any money. So let's start with that. They get no money from me, and
they don't get any money from me either because I always go out to eat and watch at a bar, so it's on a TV that it was already going to be on. So I'm another leech.
But anyway, I'm a college football guy. College football, that was fun to watch.
It was, I noticed it was a lot more. It felt more like a football game.
Yeah.
Which was odd to me. I wasn't used to that.
And not a Black Lives Matter rally?
It was very odd to just be like, oh, look at this. They're playing football. Look at that, huh? Oh, look at that. They're running a play. I forgot about what that was like.
Yeah. You know who didn't play this weekend? Colin Kaepernick. Well, unless you're playing Madden.
But it was like every time you'd flip to NFL, it was like, we are using our platform as a message for voices who cannot be heard. It was like every 2 seconds. And then you just flip to college ball and it's just pants going, fucking people throwing spirals, and you're like, oh, look at that, football. And you flip back to the NFL. Our nation faces an unprecedented moment in history. Flip back. Just people throwing ball. I'm like, I guess college ball is what to watch now. Plus, I always like the bands anyway. I feel like the NFL really misses out on a great opportunity here. The other thing I like more about college football is the fucking bands, the marching bands. I don't know why. It just makes it feel like a football game.
Yeah, it feels more old school football. And, somebody pointed out, the reason, the way you watch it's on Red Zone because there's no pandering on Red Zone. Eric, the Hansen guy, he just calls his plays.
He's autistic and he only cares about football.
I actually had to, for a little bit, watch because for those that don't know, Red Zone has two different feeds. It has a Hansen feed, which is he's the one that does. If you have cable and you have Red Zone, he's the one that does that one. DirecTV has this other guy, Cicero, I think is his name.
Okay.
Guy sucks. He was getting. I think he has a new production crew because he was asking them to pull up games and they weren't pulling them up right. They were pulling up the wrong graphics. Like he was fucking which made me want to watch it more because he was fucking livid with his production guys, livid in a professional way. Like, you know, he wasn't, but you could tell he was like, all right, and we're, well, why don't we pull up the Bengals game? And he's like, anytime. Guys, the Bengals game will be up in a second, I guess. And it was like, which when you watch the Hansen feed, it's a finely tuned machine. And Siciliano, some Guido does the DirecTV one, all right? That's the one who does it. The one who looks like the guy who took the company, do you know what he looks like? The guy on DirecTV, the guy who took the company from Walter White. Honestly, just like that guy. I forget his name, but the guy who took the company from Walter White, that's what he looks like. And it was also weird because with watching the NFL games, some of the stadiums had fans, most of them didn't, but they were doing the WWE piping crowd noise in. They weren't allowed to go higher than 75 decibels. And at this point, no team has home advantage. And that does fucking make a difference, I think. Like, you know, if you're in the fucking dome. And I saw people complaining online going, can you believe that they're playing a football game in New Orleans, even though in 24 hours they're going to have hurricane force winds? Can you believe them? I'm like, yeah, I can. I'd understand your point if they were allowing fans. But the only people in there were like the camera crew, refs, and fucking coaches and football players.
Also, I mean, let's calm down. It's coming in a day. I never, you know, I saw you're right. I saw other people doing that too. They were like, can you believe this? And I'm like, yeah, hurricane's not till tomorrow or the next day. Plus they slow down a lot, like historically. So why would you cancel anything before a thing? I don't understand that. Like,
because they wanted people to evacuate, I guess. But again, the fans weren't allowed in the stadium, so...
And nobody's evacuating for that. Like, look, get it through your fucking heads. If you live in Louisiana or Florida... in certain parts of Georgia, we don't leave. We just don't leave. Like they blow through here all the time, and I mean, there has to be some kind of cataclysmic loss of life or infrastructure for people from that area to anyone in the Gulf Coast. They're not leaving. So you're telling people we need to cancel the game so people can get a head start on leaving. Nobody's leaving. What is it like? It's a tropical storm, right? It's not even a hurricane.
It's going to be hurricane. I think it's going to hurricane force winds. They're saying. I don't know. Look,
but it was a tropical storm as of yesterday.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up. Nobody in the Gulf area is ever going to leave town over a tropical storm. You're never going to see it. People that live on the beach in Florida go, tropical storm? It's not a hurricane though? Nah, I'm staying. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So we just had a Cat 1 and it was fun. I think that. You know, the New Orleans thing, I think it's because of when the Katrina happened and the levees broke and all that stuff. People freak out about that. But, I mean, if you live down here, if you live in this area, I mean, Florida, you don't really panic. Even unless it's like a Cat 4, you don't really panic.
Cat 4 is when you start to go like, okay, yeah, we should maybe start looking at a hotel, maybe get inland.
You know what I do on Cat 4s? Because, I mean, I'm really good at hurricane prep. I put 2 pieces of masking tape at like an X over the windows.
That's perfect.
And that's it, right?
Solid. That'll stop a fucking fire hydrant from flying through your window.
Do you know how many people actually do that?
Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
You've been Hialeah?
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. Not even in Hialeah, Tampa, the same thing. You'll always see the little and you're like, what are you doing, man? Just buy the shutters.
Yeah, seriously. Buy the shutters or get the hurricane glass. I mean, that's it.
The funny thing is when you live in like the hood in Tampa, they got legit bars over the window. Like Tampa, certain parts of Ybor City are the closest thing you'll ever get to like South Central Los Angeles. Just in terms of like, they're the short, stubby little cement buildings with iron bars over the windows. Those people don't do anything because they have bars over their windows. So like, we'll be fine. We don't own anything good anyway. Like.
Somebody said, don't build the city below sea level. Look, if we applied that rule, then we don't build the city in the fucking desert. Don't build the city in Hurricane Alley. Most cities are built where some bad shit could happen. I mean, that's just a fact of life.
Yeah, and I mean, you could technically be fine if your infrastructure is decent. I mean, the levies broke because,
the Bob Levies.
nobody gave a fuck. Nobody kept up. But the levees broke because people were like, hey, these are going to break, right? Like, we built these temporarily like 100 years ago, right? We were supposed to replace this with something. And they kept reminding you. And then one day they collapsed and everybody went, oh my God, I guess we should never have New Orleans again. It's like, well, no, if you just heeded their advice and said, look, that thing it's like when you get something fixed on a car or on a house and they go, look, man, I'll get you through the winter. Okay. We can get this pipe fit. But when the summer comes and you have more money, you're going to have to take this as a temporary fix. And you go, it'll be fine.
It's like when you put Fix-A-Flat in your tire.
Exactly.
Like, it'll last a few days, a week maybe even, but you're going to have to get that tire patched or fixed.
You need to immediately take it somewhere to get it fit. Yeah. And I've known people that have done that move. The old put Fix-A-Flat on it and just keep driving the car like it's fixed.
And mechanics hate it because then when they take the tire off, it's filled with this goop.
And it's because it hardened. It hardens. It's on the rim.
Yeah.
It's a fucking, it's a shit show. But yeah, there are people that'll get Fix-A-Flat and they'll go, what? It says fixed right in the can. Like, what do you, it's fixed, right?